Today we're going to be working on writing equations in slope-intercept form. So we did that a little bit last week where we're writing it in the form of y equals mx plus b. But sometimes they won't automatically tell you the slope and the y-intercept. We need to find one or both of them. So sometimes you might be given the slope and then a point that the line will pass through. If you're given that, I've written out the steps for that. And this is going to be our first two examples. Our last two examples will be if they just give you 2 points the line goes through. So they're very similar to each other. So for number one, I know that I want my equation to look like this, y equals mx plus b. So what I'm going to do is just plug in my numbers for what they gave me already. So my y value here was 1. My slope was 3. My x is 2. I don't know b. So I need to figure out what my b or my y-intercept is. So I'm going to solve this equation to get 1 equals 6 plus b. Subtract 6 from both sides to get negative 5 equals b. So once you have your b, we're just going to rewrite the equation and plug in our slope and our y-intercept. So the slope was 3. The y-intercept we just found was negative 5. So this is the equation for your line. So again, I just started by plugging in the numbers for my point and my slope, figured out what b was, and then I rewrote the equation plugging in your slope and your y-intercept. So number 2, same sort of thing. We're starting off with y equals mx plus b. Plug in your numbers, so my y was negative 7, my slope was negative 1, my x is 4, don't know b. So I'm going to solve it to get negative 4 plus b. Add 4 to both sides to get negative 3 equals b. So once you have this, we're going to rewrite it. Your slope was negative 1. Your y-intercept was negative 3. So you can write it like this. You could also write it as y equals negative x minus 3. The second one is a slightly better answer, but they are both correct. So either of those. Now the next two examples, they're not going to tell us the slope. They're just going to tell us 2 lines that my equation will go through, or 2 points that my line will go through. So the first thing I need to do is find my slope. So remember to find the slope. It's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So subtract your y's on top, 4 minus 1. Subtract your x's on bottom, 2 minus 3. 4 minus 1 is 3. 2 minus 3, negative 1. So 3 divided by negative 1 is negative 3. So if you can simplify your slope, please do. It'll make your life easier. Then we're going to actually do the same steps that we did with examples 1 and 2. So I'm starting off with y equals mx plus b. Plug in. Now, they gave us 2 points. You can pick whichever point you want. I'm just going to pick the first point. So if like one point had positives and the other had negatives, I would choose the positive one to make it a little easier. But you can choose whichever point you want. I'm just choosing the first one. So my y was 1. My slope I just found was negative 3. My x is 3. I don't know b. So I get 1 equals negative 9 plus b. Add 9 to both sides to get b equals 10. So then rewrite the equation, slope negative 3, y-intercept 10. Okay, last example. Again, they just gave us 2 points, so we need to find the slope first. Be careful with this one because there's a lot of negatives going on. So subtract the y's on top, negative 6 minus negative 2, and the x is on bottom, negative 5 minus negative 4. So this becomes plus plus and plus plus. Negative 6 plus 2 is negative 4. Negative 5 plus 4 is negative 1. Negative 4 divided by negative 1 is a positive 4. So then I'm going to start with my basic equation. Again, you can pick either 2 points. I'm just going to pick the first one again. So my y was negative 2. My slope was 4. My x was negative 4. Don't know b. So negative 2 equals negative 16 plus b. Add 16 to both sides Negative 2 plus 16 is 14. So once you have your b, you can rewrite the equation. So the slope was 4, the y-intercept 14. Okay. If you have any questions, please let me know.